Hi folks, and welcome to this week's Skippy Track Guide at the Nurburgring. A weird layout, which is interesting to say the least. And don't forget to do the jump that me and, Steve and Booty, you can see here on the screen, we also found. So yeah, that's quite fun to do on the last lap. Don't do it on any other lap. Well, when you finish the last lap, I should say. When you come in on the in lap, make sure you give the mechanics something to do. Otherwise, let's look at the info. Track temp 82 Fahrenheit, degrees will be above my head. And you can see the setup there has been modified to 2022. There has been some in chat because I live stream these on a Monday night. So, but my setup's been slightly different in the Discord. So I've made sure it is exactly this one, including the brake bias, which is about 55%. But it will be in my Discord, as I'll mention in a moment. Track usage, 45% is what I always use with track guides. So yeah, moderate usage. So it can be higher with more grip or lower with less grip. Lap I'm going to show you is lap 15. Did it with a gallon of fuel left in the tank, a 25.949. But low 26s is where I'm sitting really. That was just quite a sweet lap. Really important to get turn 1 and 2 right, because I think there's a lot of lap time. Not to gain, but a lot of time to lose if you get that wrong. But I'll mention it in a moment. Above my head, you should see two screens. One will be how I get into these sessions. These are pre-recorded, obviously, before the week goes live. So try and make it as accurate as possible. I go to the UI and use their selection tool through there. Very, very easy and very, very useful. The other screen will be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry replay file and, of course, the setup file will be in there. All you need to do is put that in your iRacing folder, then setup, then RT 2000 is what it is, and pop it in there, and you should better go to garage and then my setup, and you can load it up from there. Otherwise, enough of me waffling, let's crack on with the guide. Right then, Skippy at Nurburgring with a layout that I can't even pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. But turn 1 is the same, but a slightly bit different. So we're hunting for the 100-meter board or the start of the curbing, either or. They're about the same distance apart. Nice heavy braking in a straight line. It's downhill, so be careful about locking up and be careful about the first few laps. Really compromise turn 1. So if you don't compromise turn 1, it will affect this turn 2 right here, because you need to basically turn it left virtually 180 degrees. So be mindful of that. You need to get a good exit. Get on throttle nice and early, and you'll get a good little run down this straight here. The green concrete back there, you can go over there with no worry, but if you do hit the grasses a bit further down, you will get an off track. So bring the car to the left hand side now, and we are cutting most of the circuit out at this point. So halfway between the 100 and 50 board, you're braking again in a nice straight line. You can take a little bit more speed into the corner. Don't worry about hitting this first apex of the red and white curve there on the right hand side. Make sure you absolutely cut this one though. Get a tyre at least on the grass and get on full throttle as early as you can to give you another little boost down to the little straight here to the original track, let's say. Don't go too much on the AstroTurf here on the right hand side, but we're braking at the white line and goes across the track just after it. Don't need to change down, we're in third gear as it is. You can take more curb than what I do there, but just get around and get on full throttle as much as you can. Bring the Skippy over to the left hand side as quickly as you can, and about now you're braking just a touch. Let Skippy ride into the apex, and again get on throttle early on this one. This is by far the longest straight on this little layout, so you need to get a brilliant exit to maximize your lap time. We are trundling down here. Slipstream is going to be a thing, which is really awkward down here because this is one of the tightest chicanes in iRacing, I think, and it's got huge mountains on the apex, so be mindful of that. Just after the 100-meter board, so kind of between the 150, maybe about 70, 75 mark. Braking all the way down to the first gear. I missed the first curb, but I make sure I run over the second one and make sure I short shift into second and full throttle. Seems to be a lot nicer through there. If you want to raise the SPO just to ride them curbs a little bit nicer, then by all means do. I run it as low as possible, and I always do. At this point, before the grass starts for the pit entry where it divides from the main track, have a brake and clip the apex just after the wall, and make sure again you get on full throttle nice and early. We are a long straight down to turn 1. It will maximize your lap time on this lap, and it will help on the next lap. We are blasting the line now, and that is us across the line with a 125.949. So yeah, pretty quick lap round here. Slipstream is going to be a thing. The main overtaking I think will be down dive bomb into turn 1 and maybe into the chicane just at the end of the lap there, so be mindful of that. Easy through turn 2, very easy to spin through there and watch that wall. I imagine a few people did clip it, me included. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.